Testing 1, 2, 3. Okay, that's good.
Sega AM2.
Okay. Looks good. Okay, let's start the stream. Let's give that a bit of a wipe. Okay, we've got 8 people here. Hello, Tom's Cubes and Games. Welcome to the stream. This is the Retroid Pocket 4 Pro stream. I've just got this a few hours ago. Just had time to set it up very briefly. The setup's pretty painless. It's Android, so I pretty much know how it's going down now. I have the Crystal version. As you can see, the Crystal RP4 Pro. It has 128 gigabytes, I believe. Let's just bring up the specs. I don't want to get anything wrong. Okay, it has 4 gigabytes of RAM, and it has 128 gigabytes of storage. It has an SD card slot, and that's the specification I've got, the Crystal Pro version. It cost $199 US, so a little bit on the pricey side for one of these retro handhelds, but it's a big boost. Should be a big boost from the previous generation, the Retroid Pocket 3. I never had a Retroid Pocket 3, so this is a little bit new to me. From what I understand, the controls are upgraded. There's some a lot of tweaks, but the actual overall form factor and look is kind of the same. I've heard it's also a little bit thicker. Right, so let's. Oh, Zambo, hello, welcome to the stream. Welcome back. Let's go over the specs a little bit, because I just want to refresh myself about what this handheld is. It's a Dimensity D1100, which is a MediaTek CPU. It's not a Snapdragon. It's very close to the Neo Pocket Air, which I have here. It is not close to the Odin 2. It's quite a bit less powerful than the Odin 2, but of course the Odin 2 is $100 more. The screen is a iPhone screen, I believe. iPhone. I think it's an iPhone normal, not an iPhone Max. So it's a 4.7 inch screen. There is a slight bezel there. I'm not sure if you can see it on the camera, but there is kind of a bezel. You can see it maybe a bit better there. Black bezel. So it's not a it's not like edge to edge. As I said before, we have 4 gigabytes of DDR4 memory. We have 128 gigabytes of storage, and then we have an SD card slot down here. Something that struck me straight away when the SD card, when I saw this SD card slot, it's quite flimsy. So this it didn't take as much pressure to take out as the Odin 2. Like in my experience, like the Odin 2 SD card is like you kind of feel like you're going to break this one, because you need to kind of pull it a bit, and then it just comes out like this. They use the same design on the RP4 Pro, it looks like, but the little bit of plastic which is sort of holding it in is very, very flimsy. So I would be careful about that. So be a bit more careful about pulling this one out when you're putting your SD card in. Not sure I like that cover too much. I'll just show you as a comparison. The Ironeo Pocket Air has a really nice cover where you bring this little thing down and then it kind of slides out like a tray, like a phone tray. So this one's really nice, and that's not going to break that thing. And then of course you have other... Oh, is it going to break? Oh, it's got stuck. Oh, okay, that's fine. Yep, so the other style is the Anbernic style where they don't even have a cover. And then yet another style here, the KTR one, where you have a pin. So this is my least favorite, I think, because you need to have that like ejecting tool to pull out your SD card. So it's not bad, the SD card slot, but yeah, just be wary because it seems a little bit flimsy. What else do we have here? It's a the screen is a 4.7-inch screen. It is 1334 by 750, 60 Hertz, 500 nits of brightness. It's at max brightness right now. I think it's okay. It's not the brightest screen I've ever seen, but it's okay. And then it has a fan, so I'm not sure if you can hear that, but I already have it on max performance, and I can feel like there's a little bit of air coming through here, and then I think it gets pushed out of the top. So I can kind of already hear it actually. I'm just playing a PS2 game here, and I can already hear that there's a fan on. It's not like the larger handhelds where you put the fan on the minimum setting and you can't even hear it. So you can hear the fan on this one. What else do we have? We have BT 5.2 and then we have Wi-Fi 6. This is Big Balls channel. Welcome to the stream. This is a PS2 game I'm running at the moment, Virtua Fighter 4 Evolution. The controls, let's just quickly go over these. The D-pad is a Vita style, so it's a conductive rubber. It's a DOM switch. So it has switches on the circuit board, and you press them down. And this seems quite a lot like the PS Vita D-pad, as in it moves around a lot, and it's clicky. I quite like this. Apart from the size, I think this is actually not too bad. I like it a bit more than the Odin 2 D-pad. It's definitely designed. It's actually the same. Almost the same. Okay, so right, the Retroid Pocket 4 one is a bit smaller, and I like that it moves around a little bit. Whereas the Odin 2 one was a bit stiff. I think I quite like this one a bit more than the Odin 2. It's a... Yeah, let's try playing some games with it first, but I quite like this, my first impression. The sticks, they don't have any LEDs on them, like the Odin 2, but I mean, that's fine. I don't like LEDs or RGB much. And the stick size is the same as the Odin 2. So these are using these, like, if you've used the Retroid Pocket 2S, then you'll know what these are like. The buttons are... these are definitely conductive rubber. They're not like the Odin 2. They come down a bit when you press them. They've got some... they've got a very, very slight pre-travel, like maybe like 0.5 millimeter. Very, very slight pre-travel, so not much at all. And then they have quite a long post-travel, quite a lot of post-travel. So you can activate it. You can activate the button, and then it goes right down, so you can push it right in. But obviously, it's not. It doesn't go like right through to the shell and you get stuck or anything. Like they're quite good in that respect. Just from first impression, that is. So I think these buttons are pretty good. They're not too small as well. I like that. They're a decent size. They're not like the Pocket Air. The Pocket Air's buttons are a bit small, I think, comparing to these other ones. But yeah, not small buttons. We got L3 and R3 functionality on here. The sticks. The sticks I like a lot actually, because they're coming from the Odin 2. They're good. Right, what else? Big Balls. Have I up-resed the PS2 game you're running? No, I've not. I've just done that on purpose. I've just on 1X at the moment. 1x. So it might look a bit blurry, but I've just started the game up literally. All right, so the L1 and R2, they are clicky style. So again, like the Odin 2, not my favorite actually. I prefer the non-clicky style, which are on the Ioneo consoles, where they don't click basically. They're more like a PlayStation controller. These are a little bit more like an Xbox controller, but they're kind of they don't need as much pressure as an Xbox controller. They are still mouse clicks, but they need less pressure. Triggers are analog triggers, I believe, and they don't. They have a good. Yeah, they're pretty good. I think they're good. I quite like them. The tension in them is good. I have heard from Taki Udon that the sensitivity might be a bit whack. You press a little bit and you don't really get much, but then you press a lot and then you get 50% of the trigger basically. The trigger movement doesn't correspond to how you're using it, or the input doesn't correspond to how you're pressing it. Let's see if that's a problem. Maybe in racing games it might be a problem. And these buttons are this new, so I've never seen this style before, where they have a texture on them. So that's pretty interesting. I don't mind that. That's quite good. I think, I don't really have much impression on that. It's fine. It's fine. There's a texture on it. All right. What we have on the top. So the sides don't have anything. I think that's fine. It didn't have any LED strips or anything. There's just there's nothing there. The top, we have the HDMI. I think that's a micro HDMI. We have the fan exhaust, and then we have a volume down and up, and then we have the power button here. I think that's all great. I like the placement of this stuff here, and I like that they put the Android buttons on the front. Actually, I think I prefer the Android buttons on front rather than your menu button being like up here on this row. I'm not too keen on the buttons being there. So down here we have a home and back button for your Android, and then the select and start is here. So select and start, and they've got this like new design where it's kind of cut out. They're not just plain square rectangular buttons. That's quite cool. On the bottom, we've already talked about the SD card slot. We have a 3.5mm jack, and then you have your USB-C for charging. I do not know if you have Okay, so can you check the video? So we have a question from Isis. Please check the video out display. No YouTuber tested it. No YouTuber tested it. If it can extend the display and use the native resolution of the external monitor. So I believe you're referring to the resolution of the panel is 1300 by something, and it can't do 13 whatever here, or 7. Let's say 720p. It can't do 720p here, and then 1080p over in the external monitor. I think that's what you're saying. So I will try to. I don't have a monitor sitting around, but let me check that, and then I will post that either in a new video or a community post for you. Ben Jetta would love to see some 3DS games if you have time. Leaving for work though. Okay, so Ben Jetler, I will do some 3DS testing at some point. Today what I have planned is PS2, GameCube and PSP. I don't have anything else at the moment. I do want to test Yuzu, so Aloysius Chan. I do want to test Yuzu at some point because I am interested in the Switch performance of this. It is going to be similar to the Ioneo Pocket Air, which I've also got. So I'm not expecting massive 3D games to work well. I know that as a ballpark, I know that Mario Wonder works around 40 FPS in the beginning because I've played that on my Pocket Air before. All right, Joshua, I've a question here. Would this be able to upscale N64? Yes, I think so. We've got more power than a Odin 1 here sitting in my hands. We've got about the power of a Ioneo Pocket Air, which is pretty decent. It's not as powerful as the Odin 2. I'd say it's probably around like maybe 60-70 maybe 70s pushing it, but 60% let's say of the Odin 2. So the Odin 2 is way far ahead actually compared to this one and the Neo Pocket Air. But in practice, that's on paper, you know, with like Geekbench or 3D Mark, this kind of stuff. In practice, let's see a bit more. I think that N64 we might be able to upscale it to the native resolution at least, so it won't look pants. You know, like it won't look 320 by 240 just stretched out. But then I'm not sure, you know, maybe like Mario Tennis or some of these like crazy games, it might not do so well. N64, I'm happy to do some N64 testing on this. I know that this is a really popular handheld. Got loads of comments about this. A lot of anticipation around this handheld. Let's do some testing on it. So let's start off with PS2 then. Okay, so let's let's do what Big Ball suggested here, and let's up-res Virtua Fighter 2. I was going to say Virtua Fighter 4 Evolution. I am using the Vulkan renderer here. Let's just to show you my settings. I'm using the Vulkan renderer 1x native, and I have most of the other settings at default basically. I don't have the widescreen hacks on yet, but let's try some stuff. So we will go graphics to graphics already on Vulkan. Let's try a 2x a 2x upscale. And what's recommended on Mali GPUs, which this one has, is that you either disable the readbacks or disable the hardware download mode, ignore transfers completely. So what I'll do is I'll just go for the first one first. I've learnt this PS2 configuration over the months that I've been trying this, so there's definitely a bit of a learning curve to PS2 emulation. Oh, and I will say that I charged this battery to 100% when I first started this stream. So that is a little bit in that half hour, 15 minutes. In that 15 minutes, I've lost maybe 10% or 13%. That's actually a pretty big drain. All right. Oh, sorry. One more thing, right? One more thing. There was a problem with this handheld when it was being reviewed. So this is a retail unit, right? This is a 100% retail unit. I have got they started sending these out on Monday. I've got the retail box. It came like this. I've got a screen protector. It's got all of this stuff in it. This is a retail unit. I have not been sent this for review. I heard that the review units all had a problem with them where the screen was showing very, very green colors and it was messed up. And Retroid had to put out a firmware update for this to all the review people. And the retail unit, so this is a retail unit, all of those got the newest firmware update. When I unboxed this about half an hour ago, it already had all of the firmware updates on it. So it didn't need to connect online and get the latest update and fix that green screen issue. So when you get your Retroid Pocket 4 Pro, it should be fine. You won't need to do any updates on it. And your colours should be good. They won't be green. Alright, sorry, there's a couple of questions here. Okay, so for $199, people should have gone for the Odin Pro instead. It's on sale with the same price on the AYN website. That's a little bit debatable, I think. If you want a smaller handheld, I think this one's a decent choice, and you get more power, obviously, because the D1100 is better than the D900. However, you are kind of it's also a decent choice. Yeah, you get a 6-inch screen with the Odin Pro. So I think Zambo, you brought up my point. You get a 6-inch screen with that, so it's kind of cool to if you wanted the big size, maybe $199 is a decent price. But this is quite a small handheld compared to the Odin. Anyway, the Odin 2 you see here, right? It's the Odin 2 is kind of huge compared to the Retroid Pocket 4 Pro. You can see that there. Right. Okay, one last question before we start gaming. from Screenvader. Is there an option to hide the home bar, the vertical white line on the right edge of the screen? Okay, so similar to Odin 2, they have their little hotkey area, or like shortcuts area, or control panel, whatever they call it. And yes, there is an option to hide this. So that text is a bit small, but they have, you know, all sorts of little sample little utilities and tools that you can do here. So there's a, you know, there's a key tester or whatever, you can calibrate your device, and then there's all sorts of like little fan features here. You can clear the memory, you can record the screen. Can you change the fan speed? Oh no, you can't change the fan speed from here. And then you get like the FPS, so it's very small here, but you might be able to just see that. Sorry, it's blowing out the camera. Yeah, let me just bring that down a bit just for you to see, just before we get going. So hopefully you can see that. That's the control panel. Sorry, it's really small from where I'm sitting here, but yeah, that's what that white thing is for. If you don't like that white line, and I personally don't like it, what you can do is you bring down the Android control panel, you swipe over here, and then there's a button here that says floating icon. You press that, and then your white line is gone. That's how you get rid of that one. Yeah, it's a bit distracting. That's exactly what I think, Screenvader. 100% agree with you. So to confirm, I have the high performance mode on. I have the smart mode on. That's all of the system-wide settings that you have. You know, you can change this to standard, performance, high performance. I guess that's why my battery is draining a bit. Already at 85%. I've got it on the maximum performance. I have the fan on the smart mode. Alright, let's try and play it again. We are at 2x upscale. Let's just wipe off those greasy marks, and you'll see me do that a lot. Bring up the volume a bit. So speakers are, sorry, yeah, speakers are down firing. Speakers are down here. They're not front firing. And let's just make sure it's okay. Is that a little bit blown out for you? Okay, let me just bring the brightness down slightly, just a touch. Okay, that was a bit weird. Oh, okay, so the touch, you see how it's sort of moving a bit there? That's a little bit of an issue with the, so the touch screen is not like super accurate, it looks like. That's a bit, yeah, that's a bit of a interesting one. Okay, hopefully that's not, okay, yeah, hopefully that's not blowing out anything. Alright, let's try Virtua Fighter 2 at 2x resolution. Sorry, Virtua Fighter 4 Evolution at 2x resolution. I keep saying Virtua Fighter 2 for some reason. Oh, it's a mirror match. And there's my block. Oh. Okay, so I'm seeing the speed is good to me. This is it's handling 2x pretty well. I'm not feeling any slowdowns at all. That's good. Oh. Yeah, performance is quite good. Yeah, two times resolution here. No problems at all. You'll see that the numbers in the top right will go red if there's any issue. Like just then, you know, we had a little dip just when it was loading, but I mean that's fine. It is pretty solid for this game, it looks like. I will try some more difficult to run games, I think, like Shadows of Colossus. That was requested just in a moment, but we'll just maybe take out Jackie and then we'll switch again. But this looks good, yeah. Yep, 2 times is pretty much there. Maybe you could go 2.5, I think, but we'll see. But yeah, looking good, looking good. It's not pixelated or anything. I do like this. All right, nice. Okay, question from Sad Robot. Are the buttons clicky? I want to take it on a flight, but don't want to be the idiot at the back that's clicking for 10 hours. Right, what I would say is that the it's. I think it's okay actually. I think it's okay. The face buttons are slightly clicky. I'd say they're slightly clicky. Like they do make a little bit of a noise. The D-pad doesn't make a noise at all. You'll be fine with that. You might make a noise like with the analog stick, sort of moving up and down, and hitting the edge of the case. To me, it's not that bad. Not bad. The top buttons though, they're a bit. They're like mice clicks. They sound like mice clicks. So that might be an issue. The top ones. It's Zambo's got a good point. Like you're probably not going to hear that over the airplane engine noise, but yeah, it's a little bit noisier than average, I'd say. All right, you're definitely not going to hear the fan anyway. Okay, let's try something a bit more crazier. So let's go Shadows of the Colossus. This is a difficult to run game. And also, I don't know how to play it, so let's just see. Yep, the fan is kind of loud as well. So I'm just putting that against the microphone. Magical Panda, welcome to the stream. Okay, this one is running at, let's just confirm the setting. Oops, confirm the settings. We're running at 1x resolution here, and then we're using Vulkan default settings. So just to confirm the settings for you PS2 guys. Intro is looking alright. Intro's looking, oh, there's a little bit of a dip there. Yeah, it's like a 10% dip, 10-15% dip here. How's the room temperature? I'd say the room temperature's like not really. I don't have any heaters on or anything. Not sure what the exact temperature is, but the handheld itself, it's getting. Like, it does feel a bit warmer. It's not hot, but it is warm. But the fan is going. Like, the fan's a little bit distracting, actually. It's quite, it's not whiny. It's not, like, spinning away. But I do hear the air being pushed out. It's a lot more noticeable than my other handheld. I'd say it's probably the most noticeable out of my other handhelds, actually. It's because of the size of the fan is quite small. Yeah, if you have the PAL version, it's probably alright. But this is pretty. This one is dipping quite bad now. We're at 62% here. Pradeep Singh, I have just literally played this. This has been in my hands for maybe half an hour, so I don't feel well informed to answer that question. My first impression is that it's alright. Maybe if you see my Virtua Fighter gameplay just like 10 minutes ago, if I feel like the ergonomics are not good, what happens, I noticed on my streams, is that I start sort of curving the handheld like this. I'm exaggerating here, but on some of my streams I noticed I play like this, and that's I noticed I do that when the ergonomics of the handheld are not good. So if maybe like I was doing that 10 minutes ago, then I'm maybe subconsciously feeling that the ergonomics are not good. Tito Jack, is there no way to stretch the PS2 screen? So it's kind of out of scope for this stream, but there are a lot of ways to stretch the screen. There are ways to do widescreen hacks. You can expand the screen, and all sorts of games have because they were released in 4:3. You can make them 16:9, which is the native ratio aspect ratio of this panel. So there are all sorts of ways to do that, and I've just literally got this handheld, so I've not done any widescreen hacking or anything like that yet. But yes, it is possible. Yep. So Shadow of the Colossus is having a hard time on this handheld. It looks like. Just want to double check I'm on. Yeah, I'm on high performance, so I'm on the maximum performance mod. The fan is noticeable to me. I don't have any air conditioning on, by the way. I don't have anything, any fan in the room. This is purely the sound of the handheld. All right, I'm gonna try. Let's just skip this because I think it's still having a little bit of a hard time actually. So we saw it dip down to maybe as low as 30, I think, but it's kind of consistent around like 80%, or like it's not doing too well. I thought this handheld might be able to handle this actually, but it looks like it's a bit. It might be a bit worse than the Pocket Air. Because the Pocket Air is like so big, it's able to take care of that heat, but it looks like this one might be having difficulty. Yeah, Tito Jack, maybe on a video, or when I've got a bit more time, I'll do more widescreen hacking to get these blown up, because yeah, this is obviously it's a widescreen 16:9 handheld. You want to use as much of the screen as you can. All right, we're getting about 60% here, so it's not good at all on this intro bit. Right, you guys might need to help me on this because I've not I've not played Shadow of the Colossus, so I think I got lost in like the first room. Oh, but it's getting, yeah, not fantastic on these on this game, the speed. All right, let's just skip this. It's going on too much. Okay, maybe it's a bit better just walking around here. Oh, I thought I'd just kill myself. Okay, in game might be a bit better. Okay, that effect is killing the. Oh, am I meant to do something? Oh, okay, I see. So it's like go that way. Okay. Oh. I want to get on the horse. Yeah, so speed's not great, I think. This is going to need probably some underclocks to. Yeah, not having a good time. Let's just bring the brightness down a bit. It's not having a good time, this. %76%, like 75%. Gonna need some, like maybe 1 underclock to get this working. We'll give this maybe 2 more minutes and we'll switch again. Tito Jack, thank you for subscribing. I've seen that from the YouTube backend. They're telling me that my videos are being pushed a bit more actually on the browse on the homepage, the YouTube homepage. So that's good that you found the channel. Okay, this is getting a bit painful actually. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll put the underclock on. So we'll tune some of the settings and see if that helps. So what we usually do for games that are not running well, we'll put the underclock up to 1 and then 1. So these two here. Bit complicated, but for the purpose of the stream, we'll just try it quickly, and you can see that we hit. Still not. It's helping a little bit. It's helping a little bit. So the number's not red anymore in the top right. No, it still is. Okay. Might need the other magical setting, which is disable transfers. So all of this stuff is kind of stuff that I learned about PS2 emulation. So it's a bit of witchcraft basically. Okay, so you can see that number in the top right is it's still red, but it's kind of flipping to white sometimes. That means we're getting full speed, but yeah, this game is looks like it's a bit hard to run on this guy, on this handheld. Fred presentation, okay. Magical Panda, I can tell is another person who knows about their PS2 emulation. I think I have that one already on. Is it down here somewhere? Oh, there it was. Okay, let's try that one. Oh, okay, yep. That one works well. Yep, so threaded presentation, also one that's good for Mali. Okay, yeah, so basically Shadow of the Colossus, one of the hardest games to run on PS2, needs a bit of tweaking to work out one times resolution. Alright, let's switch to another game. Have I tried Tony Hawk's Underground 1? A request from Revine. So I'm not sure if I have Tony Hawk's 1. I can try a Tony Hawk's game though, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3. Which, yeah, I don't have Underground, but I can try 3. I think 3 should work well because I've played that on my other Dimensity handhelds. Have I tried LMA Manager? That's a football game, right? I'm not sure about that one. I definitely don't have it on this SD card, so I could try that one later maybe, or on another stream. All right, this game I know I might be able to. Well, I keep doing the wrong thing. This game I know I might be able to do some upscaling on this. So let's try a 2. Let's try a 2.5 on this. Sorry, let's try a 2, and then put the hardware download mode on here. Yep. So we'll also see if there's any like graphical issues as well. Okay, so 2 times working okay in here. I think this kind of game is going to be really good actually on. Let's also try see if the widescreen hack will just work for. Here we got widescreen patches, no interlacing patches as well. All right, yeah. So here's an example of how a widescreen hack might work. Let's see if that works. Okay, I'm not sure if this is a stretch actually. Okay, question from Danny O. Comparing sizes. Yeah, well, I can do that for sure. Okay. Okay, so 2 times Tony Hawk. What am I going to do? Okay. 2 times Tony Hawk is running well, and I just fallen over. Oh, running really good. Yeah, this is really good. Oh, I just need to mute the music because I got a... Oh, no. Yeah. I'm going to just turn the music off because I had a problem with YouTube the other day. Oh, yeah, so this is running at full 60 frames. This is good. This is kind of... Yeah, this is what I expect from this handheld. Sorry about the lack of music, but it's just a... Yeah, it's just a YouTube thing. If I have some copyrighted music on, it's gonna, you know, it's not gonna, the YouTube police is gonna get me. Okay, yeah, this looks good. I'm not seeing any graphical issues either. Like sometimes you get the GUIs missing, like the balance slider like doesn't appear on some GPUs, some Dimensity or non-Snapdragon devices, it messes up. But the GUI looks good to me. My player's not very good, but whoa, not very good today. But yeah, this is running all right. I think Tony Hawk's Underground is on a similar engine, so it might be as good. I know, yeah, Tony Hawk's Underground was the free roaming one, right? So it could be a little bit slower, but I mean, this is... I feel like this has got more like headroom to go, even like 3 or 4x. Let's say. Let's try that. Okay, that's good. Let me try go 4x. So let's just try 3x first to see what that does. So I'm at 3 times resolution now. And it's actually still working. All right, okay, so should I go 4 times? So Tony Hawk is running really well on this. Okay, 4, all right, 4 times. Let's try 4 times. So I'm on 4 times resolution here. Oh, the screen's looking a bit odd actually. All right, so we've got some weird lines on the screen. So this is 4 times resolution though. Wow. Okay, so this game is really well optimized. I don't know. Okay, 5 times. Let's try 5. What the hell, man? What the hell is going on? Okay, so for some reason Tony Hawk runs at 5 times resolution. I don't know if you can see that. Like, I don't know if that's a bug or something, but like we're running at almost like 4K resolution on. That's a bit mad. So Tony Hawk 3 must be a really easy game to play to run. Okay, so I think you might not have any problems at all on Tony Hawk's Underground in that case. Let's shift to gears then. All right, wrestling games. Okay, I might have Do I have any WWE? Oh, I don't. I have Def Jam, I think. That's a not really a wrestling game, but a similar engine. Okay, maybe we switch systems in a moment, but I'll open it up to any. If anybody says, if anybody mentions a game that you want to see out of this list, preferably not like. Do the setting that makes it run. The Dragon Quest 8. Okay, Dragon Quest 8 I don't have on the system at the moment, so. Silent Hill Origins. Okay, I don't think I've ever played that game on here, so. On stream, that is. Oh, okay, we'll do Silent Hill Origins and then we'll do Need for Speed Underground 2, because I know that Need for Speed Underground 2 is a massive game for some people. Okay, yeah, so like Silent Hill Origins, it has the widescreen in-game. So you can... hopefully it works. Alright. Okay, so what it's done is it's put it in widescreen, but I need to actually stretch the screen out as well. And while I'm at that, I will put the upscale multiplier to 2 times. So we've got double resolution. I'm sorry about I have to do this all the time, like because PS2 is quite hard to get working. Okay, there's a lot of whoops, I've already done that one. There's a lot of settings that you have to tinker around with PS2 emulation. Not for the faint-hearted. Oh, and my brightness is too high, so I'm blowing out the screen. Just entered a house. Alright. Oh, it looks... Have I played this game? No, maybe not.